So today in this video I'm going to be revealing my 2016 Volkswagen Scirocco. The 2 years of ownership I've had this car, I've done a fair amount to it. I'm going to showcase that off in today's video. The only downside at the moment is the fact I live in England, and whoever else lives in England knows that it's raining more than it's not, and I'm going to get soaked. If you are new to this channel, please drop a sub, like, hit the bell. I've got a load more content coming out of this car and perhaps some other cars maybe that me and my family own. Without further ado, let's get outside, let's have a look at this car and let's see what you guys think. So straight off the bat anyway, in terms of modifications, you can see that this does have the R bumper on it instead of the original smiley face Scirocco bumper. The R bumper is a bit of a frowny face, that's how I've always called it. My aim with this car was to make it look as aggressive as possible, and I think I've done an half decent job making it look aggressive. It's got the Maxton design front splitter on it as well. However, one bad thing is I don't know if you can see it properly on this, but it is cracked a bit there. That's because it's been lowered, and it is actually really low. It's annoyingly low sometimes, to the fact that when I'm at work and I've got boots on, I can't put my feet under the car without kicking it. So this car's had a good beating on the splitter. I think the splitter itself lasted about 8 months without it being cracked, and with how low it is, you can't really see on videos exactly. Well, you can a little bit there, you can see how low it is, and with the potholes, with speed bumps in every single street, you know, it's kind of frustrating. With the R bumper as well, it's got the DRLs and the headlights built in there, but it doesn't have front fog lights. I'm not particularly bothered about having front fog lights personally, but the button inside now is useless for it because it's looking, if I click it nothing happens because there's no front fog. It's got the original headlights. I wanted the R facelift headlights, but TPS, and the genuine parts provider for VW Audi parts, wanted, I think, a little bit over $3 for the R headlights, the modules and the bulbs, and then I need to code them as well. $3 a substantial lot of money. That's $3, you know, quite a lot of money for some headlights. So I decided to stay away from that. We got some RF 108 alloys in 19s. The original Scirocco came in 18s. However, Scirocco's from factory have a massive gap, so the original thought was, let's go an inch bigger and then lower it. It's got the stock brakes on, and it's got some nice lime green calipers. The old owner had them on, and I haven't changed them since because I quite like the lime green. I think sometimes green can be a hard colour to get on calipers, but that green I quite like. You've got no chance of seeing the suspension because I'm running Stance Plus on all 4, and I've dropped it about 30mm, 35, 40mm. I don't know exactly how much I've slammed it, as much as I could really. It's probably not the best way to lower your car. The other issue I have with these alloys actually is I lost a centre cap. As you can see here, it's a complete different colour. Nobody has them. The one person that did have them, it cost £60, and then plus shipping for that. What, £60 for a centre cap is extortionate. That's stupid, and it's not even the right colour either. So I need to get that painted, and then it will all match up again. I don't even know where I lost it either. It just popped off randomly, and all the other 3 are perfectly fine, but just that one there wanted to come off. Moving on to the side. There's nothing done with the side of the car, to be fair. It's got the stupid ugly little side skirts on. If you don't know, there's some R side skirts that like hook around, and they're a lot more flush and they're a lot nicer. However, I need to find, you know, a new paint person to paint them for me, and then I'll have them on. That's the only thing I think I've got really left to do with the exterior of the car, because everything else is pretty much done. One last thing I forgot to mention about the alloys as well is, I don't know how well the camera picks up on it, but there's some like little paint that's came off them. It's not curbing the wheels, it's stone chips hitting them, and it's basically just taking off the paint. What's annoying, it's really annoying because I haven't curbed them. I've tried my best not to curb them. Moving on to the rear of the car, I've got the normal backlights. These have got LED bulbs in them. I've always liked the backlights on this. There are a few options for the aftermarket ones, but they've never interested me, to be fair. I've always liked, it's the only thing stock I liked about the Scirocco was the rear lights. from top to bottom, it's got the Maxon spoiler lip extension. I think that set me back about 150, 160 maybe, I can't remember, in gloss black. All my Maxon's gloss black to like kind of blend in with the car. That's what it looks like from the side. It looks like it should be there. I've kept all my badges chrome as well, haven't de-chromed them. I like the accents it gives off. I don't know if these come on all our bumpers or our line as well, but it's got like some flares in the back, and it allows me to have a twin exit exhaust. It's got the Maxton rear side diffusers on there, pretty bomb proof as well, they won't come off, and the rear splitter as well. I actually held the splitter in with number plate screws with the black caps, and that's not going anywhere. That's bang on solid. In terms of the exhaust tips in particular, it's a full custom built exhaust. This is, I'm going to go into it in just a second. I can basically fit half my fist in. I think I'm like 3-inch tips, whatnot. I think I'm not 100% sure on. We also have the emerald struts, what basically give me automatic boots, suspension things via the key. That's what I'm on about the lights. I'm really bright. They've gone off now. There you go. They're super bright, and the reverse and the fog are mega bright as well on the LEDs. In terms of boot space as well, you can fit everything you need in. I've got sliders, I've got football boots, I've got a random pot noodle that I don't know why. That's not even mine, I don't think. Coats, toolkits in case, you know, just in case. And the old boot struts. These are actually, just a quick comparison how these work. These spring loaded, whereas these weren't. The only issue is with the emerald struts is the fact that they are so heavy to close that you need both hands. There you go. Alright then, moving on to the interior. As you can see, it's got the fancy LED carbon steering wheel I've only just fitted, and no Scirocco that ever left VW had the virtual clocks, but this one does, and I will show you. So it's literally the same clocks, well, near enough, borderline the exact same, what comes in all the newer modern Golfs, Polos, Tiguans, T-Rocks, all that stuff, VW in general. With these clocks, because they are aftermarket as well, I can actually change it to whatever I want. So if I want to have the Audi, let's say, these are like on the RS3s I've seen, I can have them clocks. So they're Audi clocks as well. I'm not too sure which of them off. These are also Audi clocks. I think these are off for like the RS6s, the 7s, or whichever Audis that they come on. You have digital, what? I don't know what half these are off, half these cars, but I imagine this is for AirPlay. So basically I could set my phone up and have Google Maps on this. This was from, I think it was from China, to be fair. It was a Christmas present that I had got. I could change all the lights if I want to. I'll show you that quickly as well. So I can have the lights of whatever colour I want. I have red because the Scirocco's got the kind of the red theme. As you can see there, the lights, the needles, them lights there, they are all red themselves. It reads everything normal as well, this dashboard does, because from your old clock, you need to take your old clocks out, take the motherboard of that out and the MFD and everything, and put them into these clocks, so everything reads over naturally. So your mileage is brought over, your like your maintenance things, so when it tells you need your service, your tyre pressure, settings, all that stuff, that's all still built into that because it's off the old one. It has your coolant gauges there, your fuel gauges there. The one thing that I have noticed is wrong with this is the consumption rate's a bit off. I'll show you quickly. This car averages, on a motorway, this car will average between 40 to 45 miles per gallon, what I think is really good for a 2-litre petrol. However, the new clocks are stating that I'm doing 10 miles to the gallon. What's impossible. It's never done 10 miles to the gallon. Even if you drive this car in first gear 10 miles, it will still do more than 10 to the gallon. It's impossible. This also, you can actually also change the car in the front. So if I turn this off quickly, it should show you, yeah. So as you can see, there's a black Scirocco that drives up. It also tells you how much fuel you got left, how long you was driving for, how much you drove for, and how much consumption you've done. Again, the consumption's wrong because it's not 10. I've done more than 10 miles to the gallon. In terms for the steering wheel, I love the carbon LED steering wheel. I will just start it. As you can see, it strobes up and down. You can actually always change, you can obviously change what colours and what. I haven't really messed with that because I like the colours it is now. It's like traffic lights. So green is like thinking maybe you should change. Yellow is like, yeah, change. And then red's like change now. And when you're having a little bit of fun in the car, these will just all turn red, scream, get you to change gear now. I had the carbon fibre top bits, bottom bits, and then the leather sort of thing. You know what I mean. It's got the bullet aluminium paddles. They sound a lot better than the original ones. I'm also a lot bigger as well, obviously. On the Scirocco, them a lot fatter as well, the original paddle shifters. And even if I wanted to get the stick-on ones, I tried to get the stick-on ones originally, and I know a lot of people hate the stick-on ones, but they just wouldn't fit. I couldn't find any that would fit either. So again, that was a Christmas present from Diversion. I don't know if you could see that there. I don't know how much they cost either, but these them a lot nicer. Them a lot nicer to fill. I opted for silver as well because of the trim silver around there, and obviously the original airbag. With that, all you have to do when you're installing it is pray that the airbag doesn't go bang in your face, and just wire out the 2 wires that on this steering wheel to your airbag, so you get power to it. If I turn that off. And to run this in the money box here is the, oh, it's not there, it's pushed, oh, you can see it's there, so you can't see it really, but there's this little black box thing that plugs into your OBD, and that basically powers the steering wheel and gives it the information it needs to know your gear changes. Another cool thing about the steering wheel is, I know it's flashing now because it's on video, but you can still see it says my coolant temperature, my voltage for my battery. It's got an engine with 7%. I don't know if you can see it because the camera's flickering. I don't know if that means how much of the engine's power you're using. Well, I thought it would make sense for that to mean that, but I'm not 100% sure. And then it's got my boost gauge there for my turbo, but it's on the facelift Scirocco's, and I think the Beetles as well, it has a boost gauge there, it has a stopwatch there, and then it has your oil temp there. But if you have one of these, you can also have all that. I'm not too sure what that is, or that one. And there's a few more settings. I always have it on my RPM and speed, even though my clocks tell me my RPM and speed, but I just do it anyway. Another thing that was added to this car was cruise control. Basically, this car didn't have cruise control, and it was something my dad installed himself actually. It was off a Mark 7.5 Golf. He's bought the stalk and then he's coded it, and then it's worked perfectly fine, no trouble since he's installed it. And cruise control is a game changer. I don't think people understand it, especially motorway journeys, long motorway journeys as well. It's beautiful. Even driving to work and back, the drive to work and back is about 2 miles, if that, and the cruise is on to and from work. Other things it's got, I think most of these Sciroccos from factory come with aircon, climate control. The infotainment system's quite cool as well. The sat nav, VW sat navs, annoying. They're all annoying. They're all the same. Especially putting in a postcode or a destination, them a nightmare. They're not fun to use, but that's the only downside I've got with it. Besides from the sat nav being a pain in the bum, I can't fault it. The infotainment system, the media, it's all connected with my phone with their iPhone charger cable thing. It's got the R embroidered on the headrests. The underneath thing, there's like a as you can see on top of there, it's got a little line. That one fell off on mine, probably because I always leave my head when driving. With the Sciroccos as well, them 4-seaters, I don't know if you could see that very well, but the Sciroccos are 4-seaters, not 5-seaters, what makes them really unfriendly if you have kids and a lot of friends. Looking at the engine bay, so we've got a big ram air oversized induction kit. This was actually off a Mark V GTI, hence it's held in with cable ties, and there's no heat shield, and the stock pipes there, and that's when the silicone ones start. The induction kit is silly loud. The car has a stage 1 tune on it, and it's pushing between 270 and 300, but I think the actual figure is 280 and a little bit over 500 torque. It's an animal really when you picked up. Unfortunately, when I did buy this car, it did have its problems with the gearbox. It is a DSG, and a problem with the water pump a few miles down the line. It was just leaking water constantly, so that's all fixed. The gearbox is fixed. It was the mechatronics in the end that wasn't cheap. No. So you can't see the exhaust obviously because of the pipes are in the way, but it's got a 3.5 inch downpipe, 200 cell sports cat, a smaller res, and a smaller back box as well with some bigger tips. I will show a clip some point now of what it sounds like. This engine was completely stupid when I bought it. The fact that it left the factory with 180 brake, and with a simple stage 1 it's got 200 and 280 roughly. That's straight. That's going to be it then for this video of the walk around of the Scirocco, just so you know what to expect on this channel. I've got a few ideas in mind what I want to post about this car. I've got a few POVs coming out soon of this a day and night, showing off the virtual clocks and the LED carbon steering wheel, because I know everybody loves them, me included. So obviously, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, and just comment what you want to see as well in the near future, because I'm always open to suggestions. As always, I hope you had a great New Year's, and I'll see you all later.